What's up guys, today I'm gonna show you a build that's capable of dishing out hundreds of thousands of instances of lightning damage. The build is very fun to play, fast, incredible farmer, and as you can see for yourself, it has no issues in clearing anything. After the introduction, I'm gonna show you exactly how to be able to create it yourself. Alright, so let's first start with the skills. We are gonna take Sharpshooter, increase damage, fragility. Here it's not important, here also it's not important what we are gonna take. Critical or attack speed, depends. But by the end you want to have critical here. Here we get the projectile speed, here damage to elites. And in the end, I'm taking superior endless quiver, but if you have issues, if your build is not entirely complete, you can take savage luck. It's also really good. We are playing with arrow shot on secondary slot. Keep in mind that in this game it matters a lot if your skill is on primary or secondary slot. So we are gonna use it on secondary slot. For arrow shot we are using fork and not rebound, because the number that you are getting per position on your items for rebound is bigger than fork. So we will have bigger benefit getting fork here. Here we get fork split into 5. Here we get, when we are delighted, we get 25% evasion multiplier, which is really nice. The other things are not helping us. Here we are getting the extra arrows. This one, do not be fooled. Our build is making entirely elemental damage, so this one is not gonna help us at all. And multiplicative arrow. At primary slot, we have immortal arrow with scholar's arrow, independent arrow, academic arrow, this one, and companions. Actually, you can play without immortal arrow, but it is alright. Also, it can dish out damage because it procs the strikes from the bow. Alright, first for the items, I want to clear up something. This character is completely bugged on character sheet and on DPS meter. This is the only minor inconvenience, because actually it's not affecting your gameplay, but it is annoying. So, what's happening? You can see the average elemental damage. The moment I start putting my items on, my elemental damage becomes almost non-existent. And believe me, they are giving benefits. So we can check it again. So the game actually is suggesting that I should play with 6 items. So we cleared that. We are not gonna watch character sheet at the moment. Now I'm gonna explain you about the items and Ultimatum and the runes. Also the Reaper. We're gonna start with the amulet. Keep in mind the whole build will be in the description and on the first pinned comment, so you can see it for yourself. But I am going to explain what I'm exactly doing and why I do it. So here we have tier 3 pure evasion projectile speed, as you can see, double res and 10. We need to have 100% fire res, 100% shallow res. That means that we need 5 positions fire res, 5 positions shallow res, and 4 positions elemental pen to achieve 100% of each. The amulet is giving 3 levels to your ultimatum. The armor, elemental damage, evasion, projectile speed, evasion, elemental damage, with evasion multiplier. The cape, attack speed, evasion, elemental damage, with 25 pierce, fork, rebound. That's really important. It makes it way easier for us to achieve 100% on each. Next one is defensive. I believe every good build is using it. Era's Unbreakable Barrier. It actually creates half of our sustainability. Next item is evasion, Ancestral Strike chance, movement speed. Again, I'm not explaining it, but you can see it on epic stats. We have double rest pierce. The legendary effect here has been grafted. Keep in mind that's only available by taking the unique ability of other item, and only Nether items can do that. So you place the Nether item in the blacksmith and you take the legendary ability of any item into the Nether item. So this ability normally is, I believe, of a bracer, but we can put it on a ring. So elemental damage multiplier here. And those boots, again, every good build is using them, or almost every good build is using them. This is the other half of our sustainability. Whenever you deal damage, the damage is staggered. The boots are evasion, movement speed, evasion, attack speed, mana regen. Mana regen is not important here, but actually there is absolutely nothing good to be taken there, and you can see it for yourself later. Same goes for life regen. We don't need it here, but there is absolutely nothing good to take on the boots. The other ring, Ancestral Strike chance, evasion, attack, projectile speed, double res, spears, and legendary effect defensive stats of both rings is increased by 30%. That ring is not mandatory. You can have something else here if you have a better item than me. For example, you have a ring that's that comes with one tier 3 ability, then you can afford to just change it into something else that will be beneficial for you. But in my opinion, just don't put more defense. We are pretty immortal as long as we are attacking. Nothing can kill us in any difficulty, in any capacity. Gloves. Gloves are very interesting. The special ability is very interesting. Other than that, attack speed, elemental damage, evasion, projectile speed, leech. We need that leech here and the mana on hit. We have one source of mana on hit, one source of life on hit, and one source of life leech. Super important. The legendary effect is you get critical strike chance multiplier, which actually helps us a lot. And critical strike damage is equal to your ancestral strike damage. Ancestral strikes now deal critical strike damage. Basically, that should be a nerf for the ancestral strikes, because ancestral strikes normally, I believe, do ancestral damage on top of the critical damage. But anyways, we are with the ultimatum for critical strike damage, so it will be alright for us. We are gonna do big damage. Here, Midas, Ancestral Strike chance, evasion, projectile speed, the other source, which you can see, life leech. And here I have damage to elites, just because I believe that's the best that you can have here. Pierce, rebound, as you can see at the moment. We have 50 fork, but the arrows and the arrow shot have another 50, so it's 100. Pierce is 100, rebound is 100. Easy peasy. And I forgot to say, the legendary effect is gold find, which is pointless for me, but increase radius of picking everything else. Not everything else, but everything. And if you play the game with this item and without this item, I believe that you're going to understand that there is no chance that I'm gonna remove this item. It just makes the game play way more smooth. I don't have to go back for... I don't have to go back to pick up things. I'm just picking them and moving up. For the shoulders, we have additional projectile, and projectile are now cast around you. That's very important. We must have it. Elemental damage, evasion, attack speed, damage to elites. Again, here the best is damage to elites. And the best that I can take is damage to elites as real stat. And the helmet, elemental damage, evasion, projectile speed, evasion, rebound. Here we have rebound as a real stat. Normally, I wouldn't pick that. I would pick something else, but we need to fill it up. And there is no space in other place. And the legendary effect, very important. That legendary effect is basically increasing our overall damage by 100%. All the damage times 2. So, extremely important. The ball is actually, I'm now with the, for some reason I put it the normal one. I am with the primordial. So the primordial ball, lightning crest, not important. Elemental damage, movement speed. Here the benediction is crazy because thunderstruck that comes from the ball is not an ancestral strike, which means that we are proccing one thunderstruck from there, and I'm gonna show you later on the skills. We are proccing another thunderstruck from our ancestral strike chance, which is 90%, 89%. The runes are, the activator is Astorius. After you kill 28 enemies, it activates. Effect rune of the Sworn Temple, 75% increased multiplier to our ultimatum, which is critical strike damage. I'm gonna show you now. And with constraint 140. What constraint means? Constraint is the condition which you have to meet to activate the rune. So for example, if you have to kill, I'm gonna say it in a different way. If you have to kill 100 monsters, if you have constraint 140, you have to kill 140 monsters to activate the rune. And the more constraint you have, the bigger the condition that you have to meet. So you activate the rune. Our enhancement rune is every time you trigger the activate rune, you get increased effect with 2% up to 150%. Here you can also pick other things. Actually, just 1 second. Here you can pick other things also. Actually, I believe that you can pick this one, but keep in mind that your constraint is gonna become too big and you're not gonna activate it that often. That's why I personally didn't pick it, but it's not a bad option because it's giving tremendous boost to your dim. But I don't think that it's needed at all. And the ultimatum of flawless power. It makes your critical strike damage to 301. Basically, when we activate it, when we activate our rune, it becomes 528, I believe. And every single time it increases to 600 something. It's pretty much enough. So that ultimatum is amazing. Ultimatums overall, guys, are amazing. In the beginning, when I first saw the ultimatums, and I have seen what they are doing and how they are setting the rule, like for example, if you take the movement speed, your movement speed is set to that amount. You cannot get any movement speed other than from your ultimatum if you, for example, pick this one. But actually, ultimatums are extremely potent and powerful. Why? I'm gonna give you an example. This bow have a malediction. Critical strikes no longer do critical strike damage. Yes, but no. Ultimatum rewrites that, and your critical strike, your criticals can do critical strike damage. Ultimatum overrides everything. So basically, if you are playing with some bow that you cannot do ancestral strikes, for example, and you pick, where is it? 1 second. And you pick this one, you are gonna be able to do ancestral strikes because the ultimatum is going to override everything. So ultimatum is extremely powerful. Very overlooked, extremely powerful. Alright, now about the attributes. We are going for max bravery, for movement speed, critical magic find, and most importantly, elemental damage. 10% elemental damage for each legendary equipment you are wearing, and that works also with nether equipment. I can show you. You see percentage 306, percentage 196. So it's working. We have Zeal, 15 points for that cost of skills and ancestral strike chance, but you can choose to not play with that. If you choose that and you go full evasion, you have to play with Lucky Strike, Savage Luck, sorry, because Superior Endless Quiver is increasing your cost by 300%, and you're not gonna have enough mana whatsoever. Also, as I explained earlier, Arrow Shot always on secondary skill slot, and you can see the cost of skills you cast is reduced by 5% for each secondary slot skill cast in the last 10 seconds. So after certain shots it becomes free. And here we have as much Fury as we can put, like everything else on Fury. So that's that. Those are the attributes. For the skills, this is a traveling note, non-important. This one is a buff, but I don't use it. If you want, you can use it. It will increase your damage, but you have to press it. So anyways, this note, not important. This one also is a traveling note, but it's really good in tempo because it can speed up your farming of pure swarm. This is very important skill. It literally, our primary and secondary skills are imbued, and we are throwing lightning arcs while we hit enemy with lightning infused attack. So we are throwing thousands, if not hundreds of thousands per minute. I'm gonna explain you why. Actually thousands, but they might hit hundreds of thousands of times, who knows. This is not important. This one is also not important for our build. It's still a good one, but you have to press it up, and really you don't need it. You don't need to do that, guys. Now here is the important part. This skill, what it does, it have to be tug out on all the time. It costs 50% of your mana. What it does is extremely important. Without that skill, your Thunderstruck does 1 to 1.2 million. But, and also all lightning skills, because everything we do is lightning related. But when you turn it on, it does 850 to 1.2. So with basic calculation experience, I can tell you that in first situation we have on average 616k. In the other situation we have on average 1,040k, which is around 68% damage increase, overall damage increase. So this is extremely important skill. The other one, which also is extremely important, is that one. Electric arcs and electric sparks can target up to 3 random nearby enemies at once. And apparently, our hits with arrow shot will trigger lightning electric arcs, and those electric arcs can attack up to 3 enemies. So you can imagine with that many projectiles that we had, fork, rebound, pierce, what's going to happen. Last but not least, our special point is in elemental rogue. We are getting percentage of our evasion into elemental damage. And that's all you need to know, guys, about this build. Please let me know in the comments how do you feel about it, and if that video helped you, please like and subscribe. And write down in the comments if you want to see a mage build or a knight build. That's all from me. See you next time.